Welcome shooters, and thanks for tuning in to Top Predator Shooting Channel as we continue our Everyday Carry series. If you recall, in part 1 we discussed forming and continually developing a mindset when it comes to everyday carry and self-defense. Also in part 1, while we were talking about forming and continually developing our mindsets, we talked about ways of reducing our risk to being a target to a potential threat. We also touched on a few of the preparations and responsibilities we should take into consideration when considering incorporating everyday carry items into our daily routines. We also discussed ways of how to prepare ourselves for the realities to be faced with either during or in the aftermath of the unfortunate circumstance of engaging a threat. While keeping all of that in mind, in the second installment of the series, we'll discuss how to objectively choose your everyday carry items and some of the options available to consider when adopting everyday carry items into your lifestyle. We'll discuss on how to objectively choose primary and supporting items, how to carry and secure those items, along with maintaining those items so that they are in good working order if ever called upon to be used. So now let's move on to the process of how you could objectively and effectively choose your everyday carry items. After assessing our daily routines and the situations that you will find yourself in, and any physical or budgetary constraints you may have, we can now start to choose our everyday carry items that will work well for you. We should never lose sight of the base utility of the items that we carry for self-defense reasons. We should first put aside any luxury options on those items that may actually hinder the use of the tool for the task at hand. Some of the common baseline tools used for everyday carry for self-defense are a flashlight, a knife, and of course, a defensive pistol. Because people differ and their daily situations differ, that doesn't necessarily mean that you restrict yourself to a flashlight, a knife, and a firearm. The use of mace or pepper spray or some type of defensive chemical spray is definitely a viable option as part of your everyday carry items. However, be aware that if used in a confined space or downwind, that you may also become contaminated and feel the effects of the spray. Although referred to as a spray, it's more or less a concentrated stream of the chemical within the container being propelled at a threat. And because it is a concentrated stream, it does take the user of the mace practice to properly aim that stream at the threat's face. This can of pepper spray is much larger than most people would use for everyday carry purposes. However, for demonstration reasons, to show that there is usually some sort of safety device to prevent accidental discharge of the chemical. It takes practice not only to aim the stream properly at a threat, but also to draw out the canister and to disengage any type of safety device. Practicing the deployment of pepper or chemical sprays will give you your effective range. Also make note of the wind direction so you don't contaminate yourself. If you do, flush with plenty of water. Just to note, although generally effective when applied properly, there are some people, especially those under the influence of certain drugs, where pepper spray has little to no effect. If carrying defensive spray as part of your everyday carry items, It's also good to know that if the canister extends below the body of the hand, that it can be used as an effective impact weapon, whether or not the spray itself is effective on the threat. Whatever everyday carry items you choose to use, at least one of them should be some sort of impact weapon. Even something as simple as a defensive pen works very well as an impact or puncture weapon. Anything that you can do to gain time during a confrontation helps increase your odds of surviving the event. A defensive or tactical pen will generally be made of a one-piece construction made of aluminum or other synthetic substance. It will be textured for enhanced grip and have a heavy-duty clip. Even something simple as having a dedicated automotive key for a self-defense weapon works very well. Make sure you have a good handle and a long shank. Works well as an impact weapon. And when coupled with a flashlight, delivers a 1-2 punch. One product that is becoming more popular day by day is the use of a reusable water bottle that's made of metal. Now I would prefer something a little bit smaller than this, but you get the idea that a common item such as this water bottle filled with liquid can be used as an effective impact weapon. There's no limit to the common everyday items that are inconspicuous and can be used for self-defense reasons. There's also the specialized products on the market that usually hide some sort of edged weapon or impact weapon to be used in self-defense. What has become the baseline 3 or standardized items for everyday carry is a firearm, a pocket knife, and a flashlight. Not only for their effectiveness against a threat, but in the instance of a pocket knife and flashlight, their everyday utility. One of the baseline everyday carry items they should really consider, and I can't overstate enough its functionality, is a small flashlight. It serves as a multifunctional self-defensive tool, not only for illuminating dark areas and identifying threats, but also as an impact weapon. You could also disorientate a threat while applying a different type of force, or used to escape. Now, because a small tactical defensive flashlight can serve you well at night or even during the day, let's take a look at some of the features of a defensive flashlight. A defensive or tactical flashlight come in many configurations and sizes, with the features they have intended for self-defense applications. Choosing the size depending on the individual's needs and how carried, the flashlight should be small enough to be conveniently carried, but large enough to give the option of a dual purpose as a flashlight and impact weapon. The body of the flashlight should have a texture for grip, but not be so aggressive to cause wear on garments or uncomfortable in the hand. Though a flashlight that serves a dual function is preferred, a microlight such as this can be easily carried just about anywhere, serves well as a light, and depending on your lifestyle may be your preferred option. Invest in a quality light that is made of durable materials that can be well gripped and the controls manipulated from any position, and incorporates features that can be used effectively. Let's take a look at some of those features. Some flashlights allow you the option of using multiple power sources with brightness and battery life depending on the battery source used. Some lights use batteries that are rechargeable via USB style cord. The lens should be clear with a highly reflective cone and utilize a high output LED. The outer rim may have protrusions to help direct the light generated while protecting the lens and aiding with effectiveness as an impact or gouging weapon. To prevent rolling or increase the stability of the light while placed on other surfaces, the body of the light may have subtle flat areas on it. Don't overlook the design of the retaining clip, as it may be adjustable on the body of the light to accommodate various ways of carrying or ease of drawing the light from the area where the light is carried. This retaining clip is also designed to allow inside the waistband carry with or without a tucked-in shirt for maximum concealability. There is strong enough retention to be secured on the lip of a pant, shirt, or jacket pocket, or even on drawstring style activewear. This retaining clip design allows for the flashlight to be attached in a way if hands-free use of a light is needed. A tail cap switch can be activated from most gripping positions. The tail cap may have protrusions to guard against accidental activation and have a hole to allow attachment of a lanyard or keyring. The switch should have a pliable covering to protect it from debris and moisture, and the cap should have a durable O-ring to seal the internal components. Most quality flashlights have different lighting modes and can be programmed for a lighting mode or sequence of modes to be used when activated. High, strobing, or low modes can be selected to meet the needs of the user for the situation or to maximize battery life. One feature this light is lacking is texture on the body. If an enhanced grip is desired, a strip or strips of grip tape can be applied. Another common baseline item used for self-defense or everyday utility is a pocket knife. As with the flashlight, for compactness, a quality folding knife made from quality metal and synthetic materials with non-corrosive characteristics, along with a well-designed retaining clip that gives options on how it's carried and deployed, should be a consideration. Single-hand operation is a feature to look for in an everyday carry knife. Some knives use a spring to assist with the opening of the knife, while others use some sort of inertial force to open the knife. Some knives will also feature a safety lock to prevent accidental activation. The deployment of a knife should be practiced at the range or during dry fire drills along with all of your everyday carry items. Even more attention should be used for knives that use inertial force to activate, as the grip on the handle may be compromised for a short time. Some sort of bolster or handguard should be present between the handle and the blade to protect your hand and to be used as a physical point of reference. The handle should be of a shape and texture to aid with keeping a solid grip on the knife. The back end of the handle, known as the pommel, may have a lanyard or keyring attachment point and/or a pronounced spike, which is intended to break glass, but also works well of enhancing the knife as an impact weapon. Thus the phrase of being pommeled. Some pommels are less conspicuous and more elegant in their design, but are just as effective. It is a feature that is often overlooked when choosing a knife. When it comes to picking our third base item, the firearm, let's look at a few ways up front to help narrow down the numerous and ever-continuing models to choose from. Probably the best place to start your search for a defensive pistol is on the manufacturer's website. There are many models available with different options. Once you've realized what your requirements are or your basic needs for a defensive pistol, you can find a model and look at the specifications. You can then look at other models from different manufacturers, look at those specifications, including the weight, the height, and the width of the firearm, along with the caliber. After finding the information on the manufacturer's websites for the model and caliber that I'm interested in getting for a self-defensive pistol, I'll export that information into a spreadsheet. This way, I can make an apples-to-apples comparison for the caliber and size of firearm I choose, whether it be a semi-automatic or a revolver. Once I've populated my spreadsheet with all the data I believe I'll need to make an informed decision, I'll break it down further into frame size, caliber, and whether a semi-auto or a revolver. Some details to list on your spreadsheet is the manufacturer, the model and caliber, if plus P rated, and the capacity of the firearm. List the type of action, the length, width, height, and weight of the firearm. Note the length of the barrel, as we'll use that data to help choose an ammo later. List if the sights are fixed, adjustable, or removable for later upgrades. Note any known trigger travel or weight of pull and any safety features that the firearm has. List the length of any warranty offered by the manufacturer, along with what is covered and what is not covered. List the actual sales price that is found on many online dealer sites, not the MSRP. Finally, note any other options or features the firearm offers that separates it from the others. Now that I have all the information that I need to make an informed decision, I can head out to my dealer and focus on the firearms that best suits my needs. Obviously, it'd be very convenient for your local firearms dealer to have all of, or at least most of, the models that you're interested in stock and ready for you to inspect. In reality, we know that this isn't the case. Luckily, you have your data sheet with you. As you travel from dealer to dealer to check out the different models, you can notate your likes and dislikes of each firearm and still be able to make an apples-to-apples comparison, even though the firearms aren't side by side. There is no shortage of models of firearms to choose from to fit various lifestyles, body sizes, or budgets. Historic consumer demand for concealed carry firearms, along with improved manufacturing processes and materials, along with competition for manufacturers for the consumer's business, has produced better quality and affordable defensive firearms like never before. In a future episode, we'll go into greater detail on features to look for in a defensive firearm. We'll also break down the various action types and accessories available that can transform your firearm to be more user-friendly. For defensive ammunition, the choices seem endless, with new selections appearing frequently, from the classic hollow point to more modern bullet designs. Using technology to enhance bullet design, new materials and specially blended propellants to increase effectiveness, modern defensive ammo transforms calibers that were once thought inadequate to a more accepted level. Choose an ammo that has a non-corrosive casing, usually nickel-plated, and that generates enough velocity through the length of the barrel of your firearm that the bullet design performs consistently and effectively in expansion and penetration. Expansion and penetration performance is commonly gained through the use of ballistic gelatin with and without layers of materials or barriers in the bullet's path. It's worth the time to research the photos, videos, and reports on many ammos that are tested through the length of the barrel of your current or future defensive handgun. Once a firearm is selected, make sure that your defensive firearm functions flawlessly with the ammo that you have selected. Defensive ammo is rather pricey, but well worth the investment on how the specialized ammo performs. You'll probably want to use a target ammo for practice that has a point of impact and felt recoil that is comparable to your defensive ammo for range drills. We'll cover more on defensive ammo in an upcoming episode. Another item to choose that takes some planning is the holster or holsters you use to carry the firearm. They come in a wide array of configurations and ways of attachment and the materials that they are made of. Body size, lifestyle, firearm size, and wardrobe play a large part when choosing a holster. A belly band style holster shown on the left and a pocket style holster shown on the right offer adaptability on positioning when worn on the body, but lack the security of attachment clips shown on this holster that are usually further secured to a belt. The attachment points on a holster is as critical to the wearer as the body of the holster itself. Whether inside or outside the waistband, they afford options in positioning and use of a cover or tucked-in garment. Picking a holster that different attachment points can be substituted with other styles of clips not only adds to the concealability, but also stability and the accessibility of your firearm holster combination while adapting to your wardrobe and lifestyle. Attachment points on outside the waistband holsters vary as much as inside the waistband, no matter what the material it's made of, and often feature the classic thumb brake or other means for retention. Other ways of carrying a firearm are as minimalistic as it can get, and although increases the concealability, they don't protect much against dust or perspiration. While others will surround the firearm to help conceal the shape or profile to mimic a wallet or cell phone. When shopping for a firearm, it's worth the upfront investment in a more universal fit and positioning style holster that'll accommodate various size firearms so you can get a feel of how a firearm can be drawn from different positions. These universal holsters are economical and will help in choose a more permanent firearm and holster combination. Carrying a spare magazine or speed loader is popular and often carried in a holster that have the same features as the firearm holster. Spare magazine holsters or carriers are designed to be worn on the belt or in the pocket, while others are molded into the body of the firearm holster or have a design to attach one if so desired. In a future episode, we'll look at in more detail some features of everyday carry holsters, positions to carry, and the pros and cons of each. Many women and men have used the alternative means of carrying their defensive firearm in a handbag or day bag. Specially designed for concealed carry, they are reinforced in certain areas and have compartments that self-defense items can be easily accessed. A current handbag or day bag that has a roomy outside or inside compartment that can be readily accessed could have an appropriately sized holster secured in them. A pocket holster works well in a day bag compartment that doesn't have any attachment points within the compartment. If the compartment is too large, filler material can be added to the compartment to help orientate the holster and firearm for quick access, proper grip, and a smooth draw. This may take a little trial and error. In smaller pockets that have an attachment point, particularly in the interior to aid with concealment, and inside the waistband holster can be clipped into place. As with any pocket style carry, dedicate the pocket and immediate area to the firearm so as car keys, cell phones, cosmetics, and other items don't interfere with accessing or drawing the firearm. There are many garments specially designed for concealed carry that incorporate reinforcement, hidden compartments, or tearaway panels, while others have special tailoring to aid in accessing firearms around the waist. Planning ahead and being prepared for a seasonal change of wardrobe is a must. For everyday carry, a sturdy belt made of leather or synthetic material is essential to support the weight of the holster and firearm combination, whether they are carried on the belt or in the pocket. Just about any belt that is at least 1.5 inches wide and at least 1/4 inch thick is a good choice to start with. Commercially available quote-unquote gun belts are specially designed with thick materials and are sometimes laminated with more rigid material in the middle. Commercial gun belts could have a subdued tactical duty belt appearance, though a plain leather belt is less noticeable for concealed carry. Belts with removable buckles offer options of replacing the buckle with very interesting alternatives. Part of your everyday carry plan should be to have a place to secure your items when it's not practical or allowed to be in possession of such items, such as a government office, posted businesses, or at your place of employment. As far as storing in a vehicle, the glove box is the least optimal, as the firearm, even if in a holster, will shift and probably will not be at the ready if needed. Plus, the other items usually stored in a glove box can cause an access or safety issue. Perhaps a better solution is to have the firearm secured in a more accessible and safe, dedicated location closer to the operator of the vehicle. Wherever decided to be stored in a vehicle, make sure to maintain good, safe muzzle discipline. Securing the firearm in a dedicated vehicle holster maintains control of the firearm. With some thought and a little time and effort, an appropriate location for storage can be achieved, along with having access if having to engage a threat while in a vehicle. Another option are powerful magnetic brackets that can be easily installed for the same purpose. However, neither prevent theft while being stored in a vehicle. If being away from a vehicle for an extended period, perhaps the best option is a small locking gun safe. Many gun safes are designed specifically for vehicles and can be attached or installed with minimal effort. Magazines are more than just a place to put ammo and play an integral part of the functioning of a semi-automatic, and on smaller pistols are important to the grip of the firearm. Even with smaller hands such as mine, a compact or micro-sized pistol with a flush magazine may lack the surface area to properly grip and control the small and lightweight pistol. Even with smaller calibers and chamberings, the recoil could be sharp and snappy. Many firearms include an optional magazine with an extended base plate to improve grip. The back of some of these magazines may protrude enough to print or be seen while under a garment or interfere with drawing from a pocket. Replacement base plates are available that provide forward grip with less material to the rear to reduce printing. These base plates are otherwise known as pinky extensions or pinky rests. The base plate is easily replaced. After installation, make sure the extension is properly engaged. Check the action of the follower. It should slide smoothly. And as always, perform magazine functioning tests. The extended base plate definitely changes the dynamics of the firearm and is an economical but important upgrade, something to consider while firearm shopping. While some base plates are designed to improve grip, others are designed to add ammo capacity. If increased capacity is desired, there are kits that replace the factory spring and follower, allowing more room for additional rounds, with or without the need for a base plate extension. Speed loaders for revolvers pre-position ammunition for quicker reloads and are configured in different ways, varying from a strip to a round doorknob style to a flat star-shaped moon clip for revolvers that use rimless cartridges such as 9mm, 380, and 45 ACP. Moon clips can be used with rimmed cartridges such as 38 Special and 357 Magnum, however the cylinder will need to be milled down to allow clip use. Ammunition is generally easier to snap in and out of the moon clip by the use of moon clip tools. Let's take a minute to address an everyday carry budget for setting up the basic three of a firearm, flashlight, and knife. Obviously, depending on the models chosen, the investment may vary, however a firearm around $400 would be a reasonable figure. Two decent holsters allowing adaptability for varying conditions, expect $75 to $100. At least 2 boxes of defensive ammo, one for functioning testing, one for carry, and don't forget target ammo for range drills. A quality flashlight will range somewhere between $50 and $100, while an acceptable defensive knife is in the same price range. Adding in licenses, permits, batteries, and other immediate support items will say another $100. While a smart shopper that acts on sales, rebates, and other discounts can reduce costs, plan on an average of anywhere between $775 and $975 for the initial investment. Well, I know there is a lot of information there to digest and consider. The truth is that today's market for everyday carry items for self-defense has so many options, not to mention the common everyday items that can be used for the same purpose, that we could go on forever. Add in that no two people's size, shape, situation, or mindset is the same. The combination of what to carry and how to carry it is endless. But I do hope that some of that information does put you on the path to choosing effective everyday carry items so you don't end up like some of us with a box full or drawer full of stuff that just didn't work out as intended. In a future episode, we'll go into more detail on some of the features to look for in a defensive firearm, holsters, and defensive ammo, along with carrying positions, as to get a better understanding of the pros and cons of each and what may or may not suit your needs over time. We'll also head out to the range to perform a few drills and tips on maintaining your everyday carry items. I also hope that you enjoyed this episode along with the other episodes in the series. If you did, please like, subscribe, and follow Top Predator Shooting channel as we continue to take an objective, unbiased look at everyday carry items.